You'll often see indices questions that refer to writing your answer with a positive power. So I want to quickly go through that because that kind of tells you two things. So first of all, it tells you that when you get your first version of the final answer, it should be a negative. If they're telling you to write it as a positive, it should originally be negative. And secondly, it tells you have to take that negative power and flip it somehow into a positive, which there's a technique for. These questions where the positive part, flipping into a positive, tends to be quite poorly done. So let's just quickly go through that. So because this question would be worded, evaluate or simplify and write your answer with a positive power, we're looking out for a negative power in our answer. Okay, so that's the first thing. So let's just start using some of the indices rules. So there's a rule here that says you can multiply those two powers together if they're separated by a bracket. So it becomes n to the power of 8, just leaving the other term the same. Then we can use the sort of first rule of indices that says if you multiply two things, you add the powers. The 12 is just a coefficient, that's just going to stay there. The n is a power of 8, we're adding to that a negative 10. So 8 plus negative 10 is just like 8 minus 10, which is going to be a minus 2 power. So we can see that we have got a negative power, which is what we expected. If this had gone straight to like a positive 2, there's something wrong with the working. So look out for that, it's telling you it should be negative. To turn it into a positive power, you simply put it on the bottom of a fraction. So this just becomes 12 over n squared. That's how you turn it into a positive power. Chuck it on the bottom of the fraction, change it from a negative to a positive, and that's all you need to do. The sort of rule for that, if you like, is that if you've got a to the power of minus b, that's the same as 1 over a to the b. In other words, if it's negative on the top, put it on the bottom, change it to a positive power.